Hi everybody, this is Eric from DocuData. I'm going to show you how to install and configure Pervasive Server Engine version 10 today. I've done the install ahead of time, so I'm not going to go through this. The only thing to remember is when you install it, if you don't have the real license key ahead of time, Pervasive will put a trial license for you in there, so you'll still be able to use it right away. But once you have the real license, you can input it from here under the program group of Pervasive. Under Utilities, there's something called License Administrator. Here you can just paste your real license key in here and go apply. Once that is done, we just need to tweak a few settings to make it run even better. So under the program group Pervasive again, you go to the Control Center. Okay, in here we got two settings to change. There's the engine settings and the local client settings. So starting from the engine one, we just right click on our server, go to Properties, and here on the left we got a menu with all the available options to change. So starting from the top one, information, there's nothing here, it's just information for you, so nothing to change. In the access part, you just want to remove the allow client stored credential because EDC doesn't make any use of this. Also, taking it off will ensure you don't have any permission errors from coming up in the future. Under communication protocols, you just want to make sure enable auto reconnect is selected and that only TCP/IP is selected. Compatibility, we leave it to 9.5. Data integrity, nothing to change here. Debugging in directories, also there's nothing to change. Under memory usage, there's nothing to change here again. You just want to make sure you don't allow system cache because this is related to Windows caching, and Pervasive has its own mechanism for caching, which is better. So we use the Pervasive one instead, so we turn this off. Under performance tuning, this is where all the Pervasive caching takes place. And the only settings to change here, apart from limit segment size to 2 GB that you want to turn off, this was just an old setting for like Windows 98 systems back then. The only two settings to change in here are the cache allocation size in megabytes and the max microkernel memory usage. This is a percentage, by the way. So the cache allocation size you want to put to as much as you can, because this is where Pervasive does most of its work. So assuming you have a server with about 2 GB of RAM, you could easily allocate at least 1 GB in here. And what this percentage means, it means that whatever remaining memory you got on your system left after the 1 GB has been taken, Pervasive will make sure it's never using more than 60% of the remaining memory. So let's say that Windows takes itself 250 megabytes of RAM on its own, and you already had 1 GB allocated here. That would leave about 750 megabytes left on your system. So this setting being at 60% means that Pervasive will never take more than 60% of that remaining 750 megabytes. So it always leaves a little bit of room for Windows, for extra memory. So once you've done this, you just go apply, and you can restart just to make the settings take effect right away if you want. Then the local client, you right click on the microkernel router, properties. Again, starting from the top, there's nothing to change in access. Communication protocol, you want to enable auto reconnect again and make sure only TCP/IP is selected. Under performance tuning, yes, you want to select the use cache engine setting. This will make it a bit faster over time. security, we leave this to no, because again, this is relating to some permissions, and it's just better to leave it off because EDC doesn't make any use of this. Application characteristic, there's nothing to change here again. So once you've done all this, you just apply again, go OK, and then we just restart all the services here to be sure that all those changes take effect. So you right click on it and you go restart all. And that's it. Pervasive is now configured and ready to go with EDC. So have a good day until the next one.